Howdy guys, and welcome back to more Kira. In our last episode, we started practicing with instruments. Well, some of us did. The drummer did not actually have a drum set. We had a really crappy bass and had a guitar. We tried playing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, didn't work out so well. But you know, we're learning, We're beginners. We're all beginners. We gotta start somewhere, right? The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step, that old adage. And today, we're gonna start practicing seriously. We're gonna take this shit, we're gonna crank this stuff up to 11. Yeah, we're gonna kick ass. Alright. Once we start, we get serious. It's nothing like yesterday. We start with the basic techniques. It's rather a repetitive practice, but nobody complained. Since the new semester just started, we were busy, but we practice every day after school. We use the gym whenever we can. Beginners like us need to practice individually more than anything, so even at home we are with our instruments. I take my Fender bass to work, too, and during my break I practice secretly. Karara is humming all the time too, but come to think of it, that's what she used to do even before she started the band. When she walks in hallways on her way home, she's always singing and also dancing. She often sings TV commercial songs, and her favorite nowadays is the Mushroom Song. Well, let's put Karori aside. Anyway, since we started the band, my daily habits have changed. Now I listen to a lot of CDs that I wasn't interested in before. Sometimes I buy from Murakami, and sometimes I buy them myself. I listen to punk rock a lot, but I listen to other types of music as well. The Ramones, the Stranglers, the Beatles, and some new ones too. I listen to some Japanese bands also. Some I like, some I don't. I brought my dad's MP3 player, which he never uses anyway, and listen to music everywhere. Whenever I have nothing to do, I listen to music. I love music. I listen to it all the time. Probably too much. Also, I watch music programs on TV now. I used to change the channels every time music programs came on. Even when I go to bookstores, I go to the music section. So now I know a little about the music industry. Music has definitely become part of my life in many ways. Maybe I'm being a little too competitive when I hear other members say things like, now I can play my right and left hand separately, or I finally mastered the F chord, or my mom said I sound much better nowadays. When I hear them all talk about their improvements, I become serious as well. The more I get used to it, the more I can hear it as a song. Since I just got started, I make progress quickly and I can feel I'm getting better. That's fun. It's always fun to improve upon yourself. They say, true superiority is not being superior over someone else, but being superior over your previous self. Words to live by, words to live by. It's fun to get better, so it isn't a pain to practice. Practice is fun. Practice makes me better. Therefore, I like to practice. Seeing me getting into the basics so much, people around me make fun of me, but oh well, what can I do? Fuck them. We're having fun. Who cares? However, they all think I'm doing this to be popular, but I want to make it clear that that's not the case. I am not doing this to be popular. I'm only doing this because the girls in my second lecture club begged me. But it is true that after I learned more about music, I have more common subjects to talk about with the girls in class. I guess girls like music more than I thought. So, if there's someone who wants to be popular, I would suggest that learning about popular music sure is one of the effective ways. But I need to add one thing though. One more thing. I have more common subjects to talk about, but I'm not popular. I guess there must be something else to being popular. I have no idea what that is though. What could it be to be popular? Anyway, half a month passes before we know it. The cherry blossom season ends and the season of warm sunlight is here. Feels great to practice on the rooftop, under the blue sky. Today, Murakami and the second graders aren't here. It's just the four of us practicing. Can't really play loud, but we don't attract a gallery of spectators, plus it's in the open air under the warm sun. So I actually like practicing here far better than in the gym. We're playing White Right by The Crash. We chose this oldie number because we are an old literature club and also because it's a very simple melody line. When we play such an oldie, students who walk by don't even know the song, or they say it's not cool. But the reaction of the older generation is interesting. Once in a while, they'll point it out. Ah, that's the Crash, right? Yeah, man, it's Crash. It's awesome. They talk to us. Even some unexpected people do that. I was actually a little surprised that we had people like that at this school. I guess oldie punk fans live in seclusion in this society. The other day, one of the pastors went on and on about the wonderful New York punk. The lyrics of punk music are amazing. They make my heart beat faster. We finished playing. We really didn't do that great, but we forced ourselves to go on until the end. Yeah, I guess. I answer blankly. I'm preoccupied with the question of how I can improve the spots I messed up in the practice. Karari talks to me. Everything is so radical, why, I want to... She's moving her hands while singing. So you understand the English lyrics? Yeah, a little. I see. I'm horrible with English, so I've never even thought of trying to understand. That's okay, I'm horrible with English too. But this isn't too hard. You'll have more fun if you understand the lyrics. Do you want me to teach you? Sure, I'd appreciate it, but are you really sure you really know what it means? Hey, how rude of you! Gina yells from behind. Oh goodness. Gina yells at me from behind. Karari's very smart. Her grades are much higher than yours. Really? I'm surprised. Sure, she's on a full scholarship. Wow. It's honestly impressive. When I looked into it when I was gathering information about the school, I remember there were many strict terms to get a scholarship at the school. I didn't really look into it too deeply, but being one of the top academically in the area was one of the conditions. Oh, but I was lucky. I got a good grade on my test, that's all. So it was really just luck. No, that is impressive. I never knew. You did learn quickly at work, too. A wise man keeps some of his talents in reserve, huh? I look at Karari with admiration. Hey, stop that. Karari turns beet red. She runs and hides. She doesn't look like such a superior student. Look at her behavior. I still think she's a strange one. You're so diligent, even with the band. You're always taking initiative, setting up the instruments. I saw you practice in the music room by yourself the other day. You work, you take care of your family, and still you're devoted to the band. I respect you for all that. Stop that, you're only hallucinating, Chie-chan. Karari's screams come from nowhere. Well, no, they come from somewhere. Obviously, they come from her mouth. She's truly a strange one. But it really is very stimulating music. With her face, she could be on the cover of a fashion magazine. But the guitar in her hand doesn't fit. But normally people practice in a studio, right? I wish we could rent a place like that and practice with full volume. I know, that'd be great, huh? In the studio I can play real drums too. Instead of these buckets and magazines. By the way, Chini's using big tubs as her drums. But you can't make fun of the tub set. Oh no. Compared to the original tub set, this is one that's highly improved. Murakami, Shini and I went to the music store and researched the drum sets and made many improvements. So now the height, the size, and the other things are getting close to the actual drum set. The hi-hat pedal, made with layered iron plates, is very similar to a real one. With such an improved drum set, she went from being a hippie selling magazines in front of a station to a weirdo who's sitting in front of some unknown odd items at a flea market. Truly an upgrade if I've ever heard of it. Our goal is to make her a person who's surrounded by some strange stuff that looks like drums. This is good. Oh man, this is so funny. Of course, eventually we have to find a real drum set. What are we going to do? We haven't decided yet. Well, that's for the studio, but I wonder what it's like. It's probably fucking expensive. And we have nowhere near the talent to make use of the time. There's nobody who can answer that question. We've all heard about it, and have imagined it, but none of us have actually gone to one. Including me. We just found out recently that there are such things as practice studios. I always thought you recorded TV shows and radio shows or record CDs in studios. According to the little information we have, practice studios are soundproof and you can play as loud as you want. Also, they rent instruments and equipment, as well as sell consumable things such as strings. All kinds of information regarding the other bands in the area can be found also. Outside of bands, man, practice studios have everything they ever need. Okay, yeah, this could be useful. So, Kashiwara, you wanna foot the bill? I know you're rich. I saw your driver. Where are we at? Okay. Maybe it's like relaxation spots for corporate warriors. Corporate warriors, okay. 3 years in the countryside is like a nap in a city. If we go to a place like that, I feel like we'll improve twice or 3 times faster. If we all feel that way, then we should just go. But we are hesitant. We have the image of some rough people gathering at places like that. Man, this translation is god-awful. I'm the only guy and I'm reluctant. Maybe I'm completely wrong. But one of the reasons why I have such a negative image is because of the attitude of the Light Music Club. They must be especially nasty people, but there are always people who make fun of the beginners. I know that's not the case everywhere, but you know, I'm sure there's good ones and bad ones. However, we don't have enough information to distinguish. Murakami loves to research, but he must be busy lately because I can never catch him. Besides, I can't always depend on him. Also, there's another extremely important reason. We really don't need a practice place like that. I can't even hold down the strings. Shini's arms and legs all move together. Kashiwara gets tired quickly and has to take a break. And when Karari's singing, she can't listen to others. We still have a lot to learn before we can talk about studios. But technique-wise, we have improved quite a bit. Finally starting to be able to hold the strings. Shini forgets about her legs and can move her hands separately. They get tangled up sometimes, though. Kashiwara is able to go on a little longer than before. After practice, she looks like she's about to die. Yeah, but she always does that. But at least she doesn't pass out. Karari now notices when the other members stop playing. So when we get like this, we want to practice in a decent place. Like Kashiwara says, we can't keep practicing this way, no drums, the volume turned down. I'll be a tubist instead of a drummer. Tubist instead of a drummer. She needs mourns from the bottom of her heart, so we decide to go to the studio on the weekend. We can't be anxious, we don't have much time. Remember, we gotta perform for the festival. That's like a couple months away. The studio is located near the station, but I have a hard time finding it. When I get there by the map in the magazine, I see Kashiwara next to the entrance in plain clothes. She bows. Hello. The guitar case doesn't look right on her fragile body, besides, it looks really heavy. I look at my watch, thinking that maybe I'm late. Kashiwara notices me doing so. I'm early. Kira and Chie will be a little late. They were in high spirits. What happened? Chie has to stay after school, talking to the teacher about her credits, and Kira has something to take care of at home, but she said she'll probably be able to make it in time. Jeez. I'm so tired. Goodness. Okay, well, oh, by the way, isn't that instrument too heavy for you, Kashiwara? I'm okay. I've been carrying it every day lately. Kashiwara smiles. She looks pretty healthy today. That's a horrible compliment. Oh, looks like she's not gonna die today. Alright. This is a good day. But why do they have to be late today? Even you're here early. Don't worry, I don't mind waiting. Kashiwara smiles again. Such an elegant smile. I can't help wondering if she should be in the band. You don't mind waiting? That's strange. I like watching someone I know walking towards me. I see. Even if she doesn't mind waiting, we can't just stand out here for the other two. I suggest we wait inside. At the bottom of the stairs is a receptionist. He's a middle-aged man looking at a magazine. He greets us warmly. The badge on his chest says he's the manager. I tell him my name and the reservation time. We are about 15 minutes early. You're early. I feel a little embarrassed. By the counter, there are a few types of strings, sticks, and picks. While I talk to the manager, Kashiwara looks at them curiously. When the manager noticed it. Do you want to pick? That one's our original. The manager queries her. No, I was just looking. She puts it back in a hurry. Well, we just have to wait. There's a little space with chairs and the vending machine next to the receptionist counter, so we decide to wait there. We're gonna fall in love. Sounds like we're gonna fall in love. We sit next to each other. There's another band in the back, and they are sitting around the small table. They are in their school uniform, so they must be younger than us or the same age. They're talking about the cast from a popular variety show. Feels like any other after-school activity, so especially with the welcoming personality of the manager, I think it's a normal place after all. By the time we get there, my anxiety is almost all gone. As we sit on the chairs, Kashiwara and I fall silent. Come to think of it, this is the first time for us to be alone. We don't get together unless it's for the band, and when it's for the band, Kirari and Shine are with us. I don't know what to do. Not only is Kashiwara from a rich family, but also from a very good family. She doesn't have to say anything about that. It's obvious from seeing her behavior. I don't know how to behave with a person like that. Also, she's absolutely beautiful. I'm not interested in idols or models or even pretty girls. Even if I try not to think that way, she overawes me. Overawe. I don't think that's a word, but I'm gonna keep it. I like that. Does beauty overpower people? Or when you're overpowered, then is it called a true beauty? I wonder what part of our mind is being affected. If I understand that, I won't have to be fearful when I'm with someone beautiful. Well, even if it's not Kashiwara, I think I have a problem being alone with a girl to begin with. Do I have something on my face? She's a little embarrassed. I realized I was staring at her. No, nothing. Well, you see, the guys over there are looking at us. I bet they're looking at you. I'm embarrassed as well, so I changed the subject. Really? Yeah, you do stand out in a place like this, Kashiwara. You and the electric guitar don't go together. Is that so? Yeah, it is. The conversation doesn't continue. Then silence again. Shit. I gotta research this stuff so I don't fuck up. Afraid to say anything wrong, so I'll keep quiet. The silence is too heavy. I have to say something. I'll still pick this one. Please be right. The silence is making the air in the feel heavy. I'm going to say, the silence is making the air in the room feel heavy. I have to say something. How are you feeling today? You look good. Yes, I'm okay. I think I can practice a lot today. Kashiwara answers with a smile. Maybe she's happy herself that she's feeling good. I see, but don't overdo it. Kashiwara overdoes it quite often, and every time she does, she comes down with a fever. She tells us she's okay because it happens all the time, but we're always worried about her. I imagined the studio to be a stuffier place, but I guess I was wrong, so I should be okay from now on. You're sounding so positive today. Thank you for being concerned about me. Don't mention it. But, okay, what exactly is wrong with your health? I guess I'm just weak. My nose and throat get irritated and I start coughing. I get feverish easily, too. When I was a child, I was sick a lot and made everyone worry all the time. No. When you were a child? Oh, sorry, I guess I'm the same way even now, huh? I collapsed during the practice the other day. No, I didn't mean that. You mean you were even sicker when you were young? Yes, I was. I've gotten much better now. I was basically living in the hospital back then. I remember the time when I saw Kashiwara at the school gate being picked up by her family. I guess if she was that sickly, she wasn't being overly pampered after all. Her situation is more severe than I thought. I can't even remember how often I went to the hospital. I was always healthy as a kid, pulling pranks all the time. That must be the case with most people. Little kids are usually like that. I can't imagine what it's like to spend a childhood going back and forth between the hospital and home. She may be a beautiful girl from a rich family, but she has a lot of health problems. I guess you just can't get everything in life. But I don't get hay fever. Kashiwara seems to be proud of that. Kira's always so healthy, but she gets hay fever. Come to think of it, Shino wears a mask often. You're right, when her nose or eyes are bothering her, she looks really bad. During this time of the year, I'm healthier. I see. By the way, you and Shino get along well, right? Yeah, she is my best friend. The way she said it makes me realize how secure the relationship must be. But this is fun, isn't it? Kashiwara smiles. What is? It's fun to get together after school and on our days off and do something together. Yeah, I agree. Haven't you done that a lot before? No. Kashiwara shakes her head with a smile. We gathered as a second literature club, but it wasn't like we actually worked on any one thing together. How about with your friends? My grandfather is very strict, so he didn't let me go out much at all. Since she was living out a sheltered life and being sickly, maybe that couldn't be helped. But he likes Kira, and every time I bring her home, he's happy. Your grandfather is that big shot in the financial world, right? Maybe karate is something within her that a normal guy like me just can't understand. I tilt my head. I think so. She is a genius. Kashiwara speaks with a smile. Really? I don't know about that. I tilt my head again, but I think Kashiwara is serious. It's true. That's why she stands out. I think she is lonely because her sensibility is so unique, but she is always carefree and cheerful. That's why I like Karori. Yeah, Karori is very easy to like. She's got that personality that's just like, it's very active and bubbly, and it's nice. That's when the door opens. Oh, fuck. Thanks for ruining our moment, assholes. We were just getting into it. I guess they're done. Hey! It's not Kenta. Kenta Tanoya comes out with his guitar on his back. This is the guy who gave us the tickets, the guitarist for Star Generation. Hey! He raises his hand to say hello to us. Hi, how are you? So it was you who had the reservation before us. Oh, hey, he's Kenta from Star Generation. Kenta Tanoya. No, he's not Kenta. I introduced Tanoya. See, why do we do this shit? It's hard enough to keep track of everyone's names and who's talking. She gets off of the chair and bows. Very nice to meet you. I'm Serena Kashiwara. I've heard about you. Kashiwara introduces herself, holding her guitar in her hands. Tanoya nods. I'm Kenta Tanoya. I hear your name all the time. All the guys talk about you. Even now, he sounds monotone. Hey, that's me. I'm monotone. So you're the one people talk about. Kashiwara stands at Tanoya with deep emotion. He doesn't pay attention to her and turns to me. Are you going to use the studio next? Yeah, we're planning to. Are you done? I think there's a little time left. I look at my watch. According to the schedule tonight, he still has another 10 minutes left. Better get back in there, Kenta. You could use the practice. Well, I'm done. I'm not doing well today. I just can't get into it. I don't force myself on days like this. Hey, excuse me, I need to get something to drink. He goes over to the vending machine and buys a can of orange juice. You better save your money, buddy. You're gonna need all the practice time you got. I'm just joking. He's a good guy. Must be a shock for him to see us here, but he doesn't even look surprised. Maybe he just doesn't want to be rude to us. And then I remember that I'm here with a girl. Even if we don't have anything in common, someone could think there's something between us. Maybe Tanoya's thinking that way too. If that's the case, I have to clarify for Kashiwara's sake. Especially since he saw me with Kurari that other night, I don't want him to misunderstand. He thinks we're a player. We formed a band, but we have 2 more members, but they're not here yet. I don't like making excuses when he hasn't said anything, but he isn't just going to ask, so I can't help it. I explained to him why we formed the band in 2 words. I can't think of anything like witty, so... I see, so you'll perform at the Culture Festival. That's great. You want to be in the band? It'd be awesome, man. We could use a backup guitarist. Tanoya nods lightly and takes a sip of juice. Seeing his reaction, I guess this is just how he is. I guess I jump to conclusions. He takes a sip and burps. Then he turns to Kashiwara and notices something. Ah, the guitar. Do you play? Can I look at it? Sure. Kashiwara hands the guitar to Tanoya. Tanoya takes the guitar out of the case. He's a guitarist in a famous band. He knows what he's doing. Judging by the sound in there, maybe not, but whatever. I whisper into Kashiwara's ear and she nods with surprise. Ah, this is good. This is a good guitar. I know, you can't have it. Give it back. When he sees the guitar, Tanoya shows a smile. Tanoya shows! No space is there. I've never seen him do that before. Maybe this is why people call him first class. But he's a little weird. It feels good to the touch, too. It's well taken care of and it's loved, too. Tanoya nods to his own words and plucks the strings. The way he moves, he looks cool. I like this guitar, too, but the person who let me use it told me this is an old, cheap guitar. Kashiwara's a little embarrassed. That's true. That's not an expensive model, but it's a good one. Look, all the parts are well taken care of. I'm sure he mended and repaired repeatedly while he was using it, but the way he fixed it, it's perfect. He must know a lot about guitars, and he sure used it with care. I see. Yep. Tanoya nods. Sorry about that. I like looking at other people's instruments. Yeah, I bet you do. Back off, buddy. Back off. No one's looking at anyone else's instruments here. This is PG-rated zone. He put the guitar back in the case carefully and hands it off to Kashiwara. Have fun practicing. Then Tanoya starts to walk away. Tanoya, can I ask you something? I stop him. I thought of something. If you have some time, do you think you can watch this practice today? Watch your practice? Yeah, I mean, if you can give us a little advice, we'd certainly appreciate it. You know, we formed the band, but none of us have any experience, and we don't know what we're doing. If we can get any advice from someone who knows what he's talking about, then that would help us greatly. I don't want to mention that Murakami, who has absolutely no experience at all at this, is the one giving us advice. We need help from someone who has an experience. That's something I've been thinking at every practice. There is a limit to what we can learn from videos and books. If it's possible, I want you to listen to us once in a while. Of course, when you have time, though. Oh, but do you think the other members would get angry? Kashiwara shakes her head. I think they'd be thrilled. I think so too, Tanoya. What do you think? Do you think you can do it? For the time being, do you have time today? I don't have anything planned for the rest of the day, so I do have time. Advice, huh? Tanoya takes another sip of juice with a bitter look. Anyway, what kind of instrument are you using, Majima? Can I see? You know, you don't want to see this one. You started on such a high note. You don't want to end on a horrible note. What? My instrument? What's wrong? That has the bass in it, right? If you can call this thing a bass, sure. Yeah, it does, but it's just so sudden. Tanoya, I don't know what to say. I mean, you haven't even bought me dinner. I pick up the case and then I hesitate. You just showed his extreme love toward instruments when you looked at Kashiwara's guitar. How can I show him my very special bass? I'm sure it's nothing but a piece of scrap. You're saying that to test me to see if it's worth for him to coach us, and this is serious. Majima? Kashiwara grabs my sleeve worriedly. Ooh. What can I do? You don't want to show me? Well then... No, here, I'll show you. Here it is. We're still talking about guitars, right? I'm worried that this is going to take a very unusual turn. I don't want Tanoya to get upset, but I have no other choice than to give him the case. He takes it, opens the case to take the bass out. It's not mine, okay? Don't judge too harshly. Then, just like you did with the guitar, he's looking at it very, very carefully. He's looking at it. Looking at it. He's still looking at it. The bass is Fender written in black ink. This is fucking horrible. I meddled with it so it plays, but it still doesn't play right. That's the kind of instrument he's looking at. Look, he looks mad. Like, he's literally mad at me for showing him this instrument. He groans and still he's looking at it. Maybe he can't even find the words to say. Or maybe he's just so angry he has to sort out his thoughts. Since Tanoya's face has no expression, I don't know what he's really thinking. But his face is completely different from the face when he was looking at Kashiwara's guitar. He looks like it so thoroughly, it almost feels like he's looking at my private parts, which is making me feel extremely restless. After thinking for a while, Tanoya sighs while shaking his head, then gives me the bass back. So, what do you think? Maybe I shouldn't. But I can't help asking. I have to know. I have to know. It has Fender written on it. Shut up. Don't judge this Fender. This Fender is awesome. It's a legitimate Fender. Don't you know it's Fender when you see it? I guess he wanted to look at the bass simply because it's his hobby and there wasn't anything special reason behind it. I just wanted to look at it. He folds his arms and starts to think. You want my advice, huh? I see. I still can't even imagine what he's thinking. You know, you don't really have to think it too seriously. You can think more lightly. Even with my words, he's staring at one point in the air, thinking with a serious look. Oh, hey, it's you. Sweetaholic. Alright, I like that shirt. Then Karari and Chini show up. They look confused to see Tanoya there, so I explain what has happened so far. They both plead for Tanoya to help us. Please help us, man. You're all we got. We don't know what we're doing. Oh god, his eyes are closed. Man, this is not the time to be introspective. Tanoya tips the can of orange juice. It seems to be empty by now. And he's out of juice. Even with 3 girls begging him, Tanoya still has to think. Maybe he really doesn't want to do it, but if he doesn't want to do it, then he should have declined a long time ago. I think there's a little hope, but what's holding him back anyway? Ken, why don't you do it? The manager of the studio, who has been watching us, speaks up. Alright, I don't mean to barge in, but you don't get a chance to teach that often. I think it'll be good for you. You used to tell me there aren't too many people who play in bands before. You're right. Okay, then I'll watch you guys today, but I want to wait and see for myself if there's something I can do. Is that okay? He finally gives in. Oh man, look! Real drums! Chini, aren't you psyched? And so we start our first studio practice with him. When we adjust the instrument's volume according to the drums, the studio is filled with a loud sound. But it doesn't even take an hour for us to get used to it. Jeannie must be thrilled to be able to play the real drums. It seems like she's more nervous than anything. Even I get a little nervous knowing a pro is watching us. Kashiwara, who's playing the same instrument as Tanoya, must be feeling the pressure more than the rest of us. Better than I thought. When we finished the song, we've been practicing. Tanoya nods lightly. It's been only about a month since you all started playing your instruments, right? You guys are good. I can tell you practice hard every day. Do you have any suggestions for us? Sure, I got plenty. Oh god, here we go. But that's natural, you just started. If you keep practicing, you'll get there. Yeah, I think you're on the right track. If your main purpose is to have fun at the Culture Festival, well, that'll do. Alrighty. But wait, what about after the Culture Festival? I mean, we're here working our asses off to be a band. Why stop at the Culture Festival? Why not just keep playing and just, I don't know, like maybe start doing gigs or something? That'd be really cool, wouldn't it? I don't know how they're gonna do that. Gotta play the game to find out. Really? Kashiwara has sparkles in her eyes, but one thing bothers me. What do you mean, if our main purpose is to have fun at the Culture Festival, that'll do? I guess Chini felt the same way since she asked the question. That means, well, I mean, I don't mean anything negative. I'm not good at Japanese, so I can't really put it the right way, you know? If you're trying to become a real band, you wouldn't last. No, I guess everything is like that in this world, not just bands, so, well, you know. Tanoya tries to find the words. I'm serious when it comes to bands. Yeah? Chini replies and waits for his next words. So, Tanoya twists his neck. That's what I mean. I don't get it. I see. Tanoya looks rather sad. Man, you made him sad. Why? Kashiwara interrupts. Both for us and the club. This is our last chance, so we want to do something decent. She's right. Sure, to someone like you, Tanoya, who's been playing for real, what we're doing might look like a joke. We just started in the spring and the performances this summer. I know that, but... No, I don't think that. It doesn't matter what your purpose is or when you started. That's not the point. Tanoya's words are full of power. I can hear his strong will in them. They must be coming from deep inside of him. You know, I don't mind coaching or you or giving advice. I'm glad that I can help others with my knowledge, but I have a habit of getting too serious, and I'm worried that I might ruin your fun, see? My methodology is what I thought for myself, which may not be accepted by others, so that's why I wasn't sure about me saying anything about your performance. From the beginning, I was worried that, and I just wasn't sure. We don't mind. I know she's screaming. We gotta bump it up about 20 font sizes. We hear Karari shout from the speakers with full volume, so we all cover our ears. And thus, our time as a band has now ended because we are all now deaf. Wow, Karari, the microphone. Sorry. Karari apologizes and turns the switch off. But Tanoya, Kasoon? I don't think that's an honorific. That's fine. We just want to get better, that's all. I see. Yeah, you know, I was so surprised everyone's hands are all ruined. The skin's all torn and they look awful. Even Serena's beautiful white hands are blistered and they look painful. Jay's hands have band-aids everywhere. Karari grabbed Kashiwara's hands and sticks them in front of Tanoya. Her white fingertips have band-aids all over her, which made it look painful. Majima's doesn't look too bad, though. Hey, don't make it sound like I haven't been practicing. My fingers have tough skin, that's all. I know. You play tennis a lot, huh? Yeah. I nodded, but in truth, the reason why the skin on my thumbs is tough is not because of tennis, but because of playing games. Anyway, everyone's doing their best, so I want you to give us advice. Tanoya hums and taps his forehead with his fingertip. Is this his thinking pose? Hey, Tanoya, I think I can understand what you're saying, but I appreciate it if you could help. What do you think? Do you think you can help us? I beg him one more time. I see. Tanoya thinks. We wait for his answer in silence. What is he gonna say? What is his answer gonna be? Find out in the next video. See you all in part 8.